Hello, Dee Dee here, retired machinist, trying to move too much stuff into a single car garage. I'm standing here at the south end of an Axelson lathe, and I'm going to do my Sunday evening review, and I'll bring you along. Okay, I do this just to kind of remind myself of what I'm up to and what I have to do. So let's get started here. Okay, so these are my two outside projects. Got an Axelson 14 by 30 inch lathe and a Morris Moorespeed radial drill press out here. Now the Axelson runs, I just gotta clean it up. It's just really dirty, and it needs this and that. But the real problem is this radial drill press here. If you see some of the earlier videos, this thing was left out in a recovery or scrap yard for maybe 4 years in the weather. And you can look at a slideshow I took in the recovery yard, and it'll show this radial drill. So it was completely covered with rust, and I've got the rust off of it. It's got some mechanical problems, and one of them is some bearings that are back in here on both sides. And I'm either going to have to pull the head off to repair this, which I think I'll do. It's not that big of a deal. I'm going to do it inside, and I'll have enough room. I got on my drafting table and push stuff around. I want to be able to fully service this thing, and it will fit inside. So I've gotten the rust off the ways here, and I still got to dress these scratches here with a stone. And when the sun goes down, I'm going to get out here and scrape the rest of this paint off. I've been working in the shade. It's getting pretty hot. It's about 90 degrees. About 90 degrees out right now. So I can repair these machines because inside I have tool making machines. And we'll go look inside. Oh, what a day. And here's the Brown and Sharp mill that was in that slideshow. And this thing was out there with that radial drill. And it's still a work in progress. There's still a lot of things I have to do to get this machine up and going. And to do that, I use these other machines here. This is a Monarch 10EE lathe of 1983 vintage. It's got full inch metric capability. Then over here I got my trusty manufacturing Monarch 10EE, and this one doesn't cut screw threads. It's just the most simplest machine, turn phase 4, 1951 vintage. I use this machine the most. And this here's some more jig bore. And this machine has got me out of a lot of trouble. You can do an awful lot with that. Over here in the corner is a model MBB 1600 MS Sonnen horizontal honing machine of about 1968 vintage. And this is a real interesting machine. Maybe I can get back there and show you. This thing has got the most deluxe speed change. Look at that. Yeah, hold that open. Look at that stuff there. It's got a high and low range here. You flip with this lever. But it's got a bunch of speeds. This is a great machine here. This is one of the last all cast iron ones. It's got a cast iron base. Okay, this here's the tool and cutter grinder. It junk piled up on it. This is the central machine here. I make many of my own cutting tools, and I have to modify tools to suit the work that I'm doing. And I tell you what, I take on some very difficult projects with this equipment. Now I'm going to take this wall here, I'm going to stand back, and move it out 8 feet. Extend it out. I'll take those two Monarchs and shove them back. I'm going to slide that axleson in here, and I'm going to slide that drill press in here. And that drill press mast will slide through that window area there. This wall here is removable. I put it together with screws. That's how I got that 8-foot tall jig board in here. Is through that. See, the top went through that window. And the drill press will come in here. I'm going to add a little bit out front here. I have two more machines here. There's a hard-inch chucker. Piece of junk. No, it's not too bad. It'll clean up. And then I got a Johnson bandsaw. I also have a Herrig little surface grinder that's downstairs that I'm going to haul up here and find a spot for it. So that is a nice little tool room machine shop. I can make anything. I don't need any heat treating equipment because I use pre-hard steels. And if I do need heat treating, I send it out to an induction heat treating company and have it done right. So that's how I handle hard materials. I can get by with the universal tool and cutter grinder. I can do a little bit of cylindrical grinding. I can a little bit of internal cylindrical grinding, then plus grind all my tools. Then the Sun and Hone is a hole grinder also. So I have good control over my holes. So that is just about wraps up my Sunday overview of what I'm up to. Now I have to remind myself too. I go, just what am I doing? What am I trying to do? Well, this is it. And I tell you, I'm really glad that I took on this radial drill. It was just so far gone. And I've actually saw some jealousy in a local guy that came and looked at it. He goes, I could have grabbed that. Yeah. Well, I don't know. You have to think about it. You know, I tell you, I have over 200 hours in this. And that's a lot of time. But I'm retired. I don't care. I would rather work on my own stuff than anybody else's at this point. I've done this stuff all my life and I just can't get enough of it. I'm gonna keep going. And I'm glad some of you are like this too. I'm just not gonna stop. How can you stop? Look at that machine. Okay, I'll be back. Bye-bye.